Diaspora UA welcomes you on our channel, and today we have with us our guest from New York, volunteer German Prostov, who is helping Ukraine to defend the freedom. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for helping Ukraine, sir.
Well, sure, absolutely, Bogdan. I appreciate it. Just one of the things I just used to live in New York. I live in Kentucky now, and I definitely appreciate that you have invited me in your channel.
Last week, you drove 8 hours to Washington, D.C. to join the meeting in front of White House to support Lend Lease activation for Ukraine. And a few days ago, you traveled also to see U.S. Congresswoman Victoria Spartz. Why do you think Lend Lease is important for Ukraine?
Well, first of all, I tried to go to in the White House. I got a little bit sick on January 1st and 15th. I cannot travel. So 29 was a really good time, and I definitely enjoyed driving and support Ukrainian people. Yesterday we just drove another 380 miles to see Victoria Spartz in Kokomo, which is not part of Indianapolis. And the reason I drove because, first of all, I feel like one of the important things to start Lend Lease is just provide Ukraine with any military weapons, any vehicle, armed vehicle, tank, drones, even helicopter. This is what Ukraine needs right now. I mean, some of them have technical difficulty to operate, like such as you need to be training. But as much as they give Ukrainian people ammunition, specifically like a heavy artillery tank, as well as like helicopter and drone, that will be definitely nice, good victory for Ukrainian army to liberate territory in Ukraine.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and why you help in Ukraine? Do you mind?
Well, absolutely. It's a good question to ask, and I believe, like I say, just what I'm feeling by my heart, and what I also believe it's what the right things to do. So, the reason I help Ukrainian people because, first of all, I was just love your country, and I've been traveled to your country when I was living in the Soviet Union, when I was a member of national team for canoeing, and what basically happened. During winter time, we mostly spent training in Ukraine. So I was literally traveled to Ukraine intensively. I was in Kherson living for 20 days each time. I was in canoeing, compete against Ukrainian athletes. We compete on international and national regatta in Ukraine, start from Ivano-Frankivsk, Kherson, Zhytomyr, Kiev, of course, was like several competition. And that was the reason I love your country, I love your people, and that's what I think support Ukraine is the right thing to do. That was what I felt in my heart, and I just definitely think like specifically to help with Lend Lease. And I think it's a clear victory for Ukraine, have more weapons, more ammunition, more airplanes, to fight aggressor, to fight invader, and kick out of Ukrainian territory.
Do you mind if we play your short interview for our viewers? And after that, I will ask you some more questions. Your interview with Victoria Spartz.
Well, it's not interview. What would basically, Victoria is a congresswoman elected in 2020, first time. And she's Republican, one of Ukrainian-born Republican, and she every 6 months she has town halls, meaning she meet her constituency in public areas such as library, fire department was last in Gas City. So I take opportunity, and it's actually really a right time because town meeting been scheduled almost since. For last 3 weeks, and that was the right time to go and see her in person because you can send her mail, you can send her some requests, but in person it's totally different. So this is the second time when I actually met her. And last was in August last year in Gas City, which was also her district. She served 5th district of Indiana. Basically, it was not necessarily personal, introduce herself and explain what she done so far for her constituencies. And then she has a couple of questions, and then people ask her personal question. So we take as an opportunity to speak with her after all this official answering question have been finished. And we came with three people. It's not only me travel to see her, it was two other Ukrainian ladies, Natalia and Victoria, another Victoria, and they volunteered to drive yesterday. And we ask a question. We have all the signs, such as like this one. That's like
yeah, great. We saw it, and it's great.
So this was definitely
Activate Lend Lease now.
Right. That was like this American flag we have, and we have Ukrainian flag too. So we came and asked what's happened with Lend Lease, because she was only a Republican, was in the White House in May 9, just for signing the Ukrainian Lend Lease deal in White House. And I thought was the really right person to ask this question, to see her in person, because she was actually somebody who's been in the beginning of the Lend Lease deal. And what I asked her, why Lend Lease has not been released, how we can extend a Lend Lease if it's going to be expired on August this year, and what would be if any help we can get help from Kevin McCarthy. And the reason I mentioned Kevin, because what would basically we have excitement time when actually somebody starts to clean house, Congress, and introduce proper democracy procedure. So I asked her if any help we can get from Kevin McCarthy to put pressure on Joe Biden, who obviously doesn't want to Lend Lease to release, or just kind of like act, it's not as he should be. And that's what reason in what I asked Victoria Spartz yesterday.
Do you mind if we play your short interview for our viewers?
Sure.
From Google, the Ukrainian, and you've been in May 9 with Biden signed Lend Lease, and we actually came here to ask you what happened with Lend Lease, why Lend Lease has not been actually activated, and can we just extend it Lend Lease because it's actually going to be expired on August, and instead giving money, we can just use military. It's already been made. It doesn't create any budget deficit. Why it's released, and how can we help Kevin to promote this release?
Maybe put us some kind of a task force look at the thing, but ultimately we can pass the law.
Okay.
But the administration, the person decides not to enforce the laws and going to do it. So this is how the separation of power. We give an opportunity to administration to do something. But if Biden administration doesn't want to do something, unfortunately, they don't want to protect our border, we cannot force them. The only way how we can force it, if we pass the budget, we'll give them money next time. But unfortunately, Congress isn't able to pass budget. And then has continuous resolution, so we completely abandon our power. I hate to say that Congress subrogated its power to executive branch and acting stupid. So we'll have to start dealing them. So we're actually going to put, maybe I actually didn't talk about that, but I will put like a task force on budget, the task force to deal with this budget. And I actually said I'm going to help with it. I have like so many task forces already promised to help, so but I will help because I understand finances very well. And we're going to do that and start looking at that. But that's what the reality is. People like, I hate myself, okay? When we go and I constantly have to get into the fight with Biden and say, you have to do this, you have to do this. And sometimes, honestly, the only fight I can go is go like on that CNN or let him because he doesn't even want to listen to us. And it's a frustration we have. So he just doesn't want to do some things because some things are better. We have better accountability, better oversight, better things. And speed of things happening, people are doing it, but he's not doing it. And he's not doing it. I don't want to speculate, but I believe there are a lot of different reasons. But he's not doing a lot of things, and we'll try to do it. Maybe put task force now together, start looking into this issue too. That's the only way we can do it. At least now, being in the majority, we have ability to put some. We have subpoena powers. We can bring them in committees and stuff like that.
So, any chance Kevin can praise this issue more strongly?
We'll try to look at that. That's what I was talking to him.
And can we work with you?
Yes.